I'm at about an hour and a half mark, and I've done what, like 20% of the puzzle. Hey Puzzle Buddies, welcome back to another video. So this week we are puzzling again. What else are we doing? What? Okay, anyways, this week's puzzle is Magnificent Mandalas, and the artist is Elspeth McLean. So it's this one. You may have seen this one before. It's not a new puzzle. I think it came out maybe last year or 2 years ago. So I don't know. Anyways, this is this week's puzzle. Now, you guys know, y'all know, Nationals is coming, and I've been doing a lot of speed puzzling recently, and I wanted to give myself a bit of a break this week. Um, so instead of speed puzzling, I just wanted to do this one because I thought it was so pretty, and I just thought a nice little like casual puzzling experience would be a nice change of pace, you know? So that's what we did. So let's get into the puzzling. It's a 500-piece puzzle. It's Ravensburger. Y'all know. Okay, so as you see in the footage, it appears as though I have set up for speed puzzling because I like got out my timer and I was doing a full flip to start. But I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't speed puzzling. This was casual. And it just appears that way because I was so excited to get into this image. Like I thought it was really, really cute, really, really pretty, really fun, really artsy. And I was just super excited to get straight into it. So I did a little flip and I only set up my timer because it's like, I own a timer. So, why not? Um, and some people like to know their times even when they are casually puzzling. And I was like, in case any of you guys wanted that information, I just put the timer there just so it can be there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I did a full flip and then I ended up just kind of pulling out, I think I was doing like some of the blue pieces and like I wasn't picking out any particular pattern, just if it was like mostly blue, I was kind of pulling them out. And then I was kind of pulling out like mostly purples. Then once I had like good little piles going, I was going through like the blues and pulling out a specific pattern. Like, okay, these pieces are all blue with like only blue with like white spots. And then like these pieces are like blue and green and yellow, that kind of a thing. And so that's kind of how I went about this puzzle. I didn't have any other real plan. Not that I would really need one because I'm just casually doing what I do, just puzzling fun. And yeah, I then felt like a little bit too claustrophobic, so I ended up putting all the pieces back in the like the lid of the box and just kind of working with one thing at a time. Then I said maybe doing the border would help me to just kind of like orient myself, give myself like something to do, make some progress. Not that I like needed to make progress because I was just doing this for fun, but I was kind of stuck feeling, so I said I'd do the border. So I worked on that, and it honestly took me a bit of time. Um, Not that it matters, but it took me a little bit because it's just a lot of little tiny circles, which is what this image is. But it was really hard, especially because all the colors kind of more or less repeat. There's very few patterns as I was working that just like you automatically knew what this piece goes to. Like most of them, you really had to kind of like look at it and really pay attention to the colors and like where the colors are placed to figure out which like square of the puzzle it belongs to. So once I got the border done, I kind of went back to my little piles. I think I was still working on the blues. And then like I had a few of the reds pulled out. And so there were some patterns that kind of stood out. So I was trying to pull those pieces out. And then even once I had like a pile going, sometimes the pieces that I had in the pile didn't necessarily go to the square that I thought I was working on. And then sometimes the square that I thought I was working on wasn't the square that I actually was. So I was like putting it in the puzzle, not quite where it's supposed to go. And so, yeah, it was just a bit of confuzzlement, but it was fine because we're just doing this for funsies. Like you can see, I'm at about an hour and a half mark, and I've done what like 20% of the puzzle, which is like totes cool, totes fine because we're just here to have fun. And yeah, what else can we talk about? Because like, what can we talk about? What have you guys been watching on TV the past week or two? What are you guys watching? I've been watching To Catch a Smuggler on Disney. It always trips me out when I open up the Disney app and I see things that aren't Disney. I'm fully aware that it's like Hulu and ESPN and like National Geographic and stuff. But for whatever reason, whenever I open the Disney app, I expect to just see Disney. Anywho's, one day I was scrolling through and I saw To Catch a Smuggler, and I was like, this is right up my alley. So it's a show that follows these like airport, like border security workers at different airports, and it shows them like checking people's bags, checking like mail that comes in through the airport, and checking it for not legal substances and things like that. And it is so crazy to me watching that show, because I feel apprehensive if I have to like mail somebody a $50 bill or something. Um, and so I don't understand like how are these people so how are so many people so willing to mail such large amounts of products in the mail through the airport, through just the USPS, the international PS, the whomever. I don't understand how people are so comfortable doing this. Because if I have to mail somebody like a $50 bill, I'm so paranoid that's going to end up lost, or someone at one of the facilities is going to see if there's money in it and take it. These people, people are mailing hundreds, tens to hundreds, if not close to millions of dollars worth of, and just putting it in the mail. I don't get it. I would be freaking out. And then, of course, the show's about these things being caught. So lots of it's being caught. Obviously, some of it's not being caught. We're on a tangent. The point is, I've been enjoying that show. It's about catching substances in the mail, catching like counterfeit materials, catching people coming through that shouldn't be coming through. It's very interesting. They also, I'm on season 2 now, and they show like most like the LA airport, LAX, and like JFK. And this season, they also have some of the Atlanta airport, which is interesting to watch. So if you like a good little documentary, or if like some strange random random type of reality shows, To Catch a Smuggler on Disney Plus and whatever other platform you can find it on. Back to the puzzle. I took a few minutes to not talk about it, and not much has changed. We are at now 2 hours and 45 minutes of puzzling, casually, super casually. Again, timer's just going, just to go, and I was I was still having fun, because this was a fun puzzle that I was doing for fun, solely for the purpose of doing the puzzle. And I was actually really glad that we're now crossing like the 3 hour mark, because that was 3 hours that I really got to spend just enjoying this artwork. I think that's like the most important thing when it comes to puzzling, is being able to have all these beautiful photographs, beautiful paintings, digital artworks, whatever it is, and just being able to spend time with the image, piecing it together in a way that we can really honor what the artist spent time doing. And so being at like 3 hours and 15 minutes now, and knowing that I was able to spend 3 hours and 15 minutes plus of my life just with this image in this circleception of polka dots and colors felt really nice. I felt like I was really paying homage to Miss McLean, probably Miss McLean. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. I had a great time. I had a great time doing this puzzle, and I ended up like shape sorting towards the end the pieces, because I I was starting to feel like, okay, 3.5 hours. I didn't want to spend too much time with this puzzle and like get sick of it, too much of a good thing, right? So I ended up shape sorting, and I finally got the last few pieces in, and it was awesome and wonderful and splendiferous. And my ended up with the final time, if it matters, which it doesn't, because this was just for fun. But my final time that I spent on this puzzle was 3 hours, 41 minutes, and 29 seconds. So that's how long it took me to finish this puzzle. Completely casually, for fun. Just happened to have the camera set up and the timer going, and I was just puzzling, right? So I did end up putting my time into myspeedpuzzling.com, which you may wonder why I did that for casual purposes. But I also kind of wondered it myself, because I don't really want like every puzzling experience that I do to be dictated by times and rankings and things, especially with like the upcoming championship that I'm participating in. I don't want to be like, oh, every puzzle is about the numbers, but I still went ahead and put my time into myspeedpuzzling.com since I happen to have my time. And so I am currently ranked 137th out of 139 people who have inputted times, which is fine because it wasn't even speed puzzling, right? So the last time that's recorded is 8 hours and 30 minutes, which just goes to prove further someone else was doing this just for funsies. And then if you're curious, the fastest time that's recorded on this puzzle is 36 minutes and 45 seconds. And now that I've done this puzzle completely casually, I do think that if I were to speed puzzle this one, I probably could get somewhere close to that top time. Like if we're being honest. So yeah, another great puzzle in the books. I did end up saving this one because I do think it's really, really pretty. I really liked the image overall once I was done with it. And so I did tape this one and put it in my puzzle binder. It's up on my TikTok if you want to take a look at that video. But yeah, I'm really I'm really glad that I took a break from all the speed puzzling to do this super cool, super fun, super pretty puzzle from Ravensburger. Y'all know there's always time to speed puzzle. How often do I get a chance to just do one? And I'm glad that that is what I did for this week's video. Moving on, there will be another super casual video of me puzzling a 1000 piece coming up next week. Then after that, it is the National Speed Puzzling Championship. I am still speed puzzling outside of this to practice, and I'll probably put some of that up on my TikTok. I will try to make sure I post pictures on my Instagram. I've kind of slacked off this week. I've just been tired, but not because of this, because this was a nice casual break from all the hoopla. Anyways, if you like this video, make sure you like this video and subscribe if you aren't already. And if you want to see any more of me super casually puzzling or speed puzzling when I get back to it, make sure you're subscribed and tune in for what's coming. So I'll see you in my next video.